How's it going? Forgot I had my earbuds in. Had to take those out and then my mic muted. It's all good. Hello, welcome to Saturday Sprints. I'm Debbie with Book and Bujo, and I'm so glad you have joined me today. And yeah, today is basically for reading, getting through some books and productivity stuff. Do you have crafts that you want to do? Do you have projects you want to work on? Do you need to do some chores? Do you have some goals you need to do some tasks for? And all of that fun stuff. So reading and productivity. And if you have not been on any of my sprints before, I always start with a 30-minute sprint to get us started. And then from there, we'll do the spinner wheel and then figure out how long we're going to sprint from there. I do plan on going until about 1 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So 1, 2, 3, 4 p.m. Eastern, because I have a lot of things I need to get done today that came up unexpectedly yesterday. So I will be here till about 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Mountain Time. And yeah. Hi, Stephanie. How's it going? So your puppy sitting in a few minutes and I'm leaving. Have to go get to something to eat and then working on spreadsheet and reading lore. Nice. Good luck on your spreadsheet. I know that is a lot of work. You're putting in a lot of time on that. And that's awesome. Thank you for stopping by. And I hope you're enjoying lore. Yeah, so we'll start with a 30-minute sprint and then do a little chat and then we'll get back into it. So I don't know if you can see right over here, I have a table set up and that has my 2,000 piece puzzle on it. And it just barely fits in that space before it hits the doorway over there. So yeah, I've been having fun on that one. I wouldn't say it's a super hard puzzle, but it is challenging just because there's so many pieces. I mean, 2,000 pieces, it's a lot. So I'll be kind of going back and forth between like physically reading and audiobook and my puzzle, I think during the sprints. And yeah, I'll have to show you a picture. Let me get that. Now, it's nice that it comes with this really big picture, and it's a national parks map of the United States. And then over here, it has numbers on it, and then it tells you a little bit about what each of the different parks are that they put on here. So like the Lake in Crater Lake National Park, Sequoia National Park, Mount Zion, Yellowstone National Park, Redwood National Park. So yeah, there's some cool things in here. And I've been kind of working on this corner here. I've gotten a little bit done. And then also the Great Lakes here, been getting some of that done. And then there's so much of these little bushes that are like red and yellow and orange and green. And they're kind of all throughout this side of the puzzle. So I've been kind of focusing on that too. So it's going to take a long time, but it's not super bad. I have like a tray that has all like the mainly yellow pieces, one that has the mainly blue pieces, and then one that has like all the rest, the brown, the green, that kind of thing. See, basically I'm almost done puppy sitting. I'm off the clock now. I'm going to order Chinese food and then going back home with Chinese food and doing my spreadsheet and reading. Nice. Loving lore, it's very good. Awesome. I've heard great things about it. It's definitely on my list of want to read books. So I'm hoping I can get to that somewhat soon. We'll see. Definitely not in August. August is going to be an interesting month. I just finished my TBRopoly video and got that scheduled for Thursday. So you'll have to stay tuned to that one. It's a long one. It's a long one. Yeah. So I'm cold coding my days. So each day is a focus day of a certain amount and then using time blocking method. I'm obsessed with that method. Nice. I don't know why I didn't think of it sooner. Yeah, I know a lot of people who love the time blocking. Color coding my days. Oh my goodness, this talk to speech is ridiculous. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, but the color coding and time blocking, I think, works for so many people. It's definitely a good option. Another one I've seen is having a theme for each day. So, like an admin day, a task day, like get stuff done day. Uh, for like me, like a filming day, an editing day, like a family day, a day where you do just stuff around the house, things like a life admin day too. Kind of fun. Okay, so now I'm done puppy sitting Wyatt. I'm gonna leave now and get my Chinese food. Enjoy. I love Chinese food. And then I will be back on at some point. I will say hi for sure, I promise. Awesome. Yeah, so again, I'm gonna go till 1 p.m. Mountain or 4 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I will see you again in August for another sprint. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started with our first 30-minute sprint. Let me get 30 minutes on the clock here. And let's get to reading. So, what am I going to read? I have a few things that I'm working on. So, I have Pride and Prejudice in Space. And this one, it started out the prologue. I'm like, what is this? I don't see Pride and Prejudice in this yet. And then we got into the actual chapters, and I'm like, oh, okay, here it is. They've changed the names a little bit, and they're on an alien planet, and it's kind of fun. They've made it fun. So they've tweaked the story to be in space. Sorry, frog in my throat. And then what else am I working on? Within a Budding Grove, that's part of the Remembrance of Things Past, Volume 1 by Marcel Proust. And I have that book here somewhere. It's one of the big, thick ones. And I was like, oh, the first book isn't that long. Like, there's 3 different stories in here. I mean, it's only like 300 something pages. That's great. But it's like a 20-hour or 19-hour audiobook. And I'm like, for 300 pages. But yeah, the font is small. So yeah. And then the one I'm on now is a 25-hour audiobook. But I'm almost done. I have this much left. And then I don't actually need to read this section of it, but I have it portioned out just in case. So that one I'm also doing an audiobook. So I have kind of my physical or eyeball book and my ear book. And then my puzzle. So for 30 minutes, I'll probably do my iBook. So Pride and Prejudice in Space. And then once we get into some longer ones, then I'll move to the puzzle. All right, let's get this set up here. And I will see everyone in 30 minutes. Happy reading. welcome back, everyone. How did everybody do with reading? I got 23 pages done and 2 chapters, really short chapters, which is nice, in Pride and Prejudice in Space, and it is really cute. Yeah, the prologue and had me a little concerned, but now I'm finding it really cute. It's very fun. And then I also remembered I was reading that I have an arc I need to finish. And so I should probably do that today too and take my notes and stuff in it. It's A Labyrinth of Honeybees by Heather Fawcett. It's a short story that's in an anthology, Magic and Mystery, I think it's called. And I also read the one from Sarah Beth Durst, and I know Travis Baldree has a story in there too. It looks like it's going to be a really cute collection. But I do need to get that one read. It's only 49 pages, and get my review done today as well, because that's due in a couple days. If I don't get to it today, that's okay too, but I can do it tomorrow. Yeah. And then I also had to put in my books into my trackers. So I try and, for Storygraph, so you can keep your streak alive of reading every day, I try and put whatever page numbers I'm on into that each day. So I had to do that this morning. And I'm also, I guess, alpha tester, beta. It's not quite in a beta stage yet, so whatever is before that. So the alpha tester for a bookish app. And so I had to put all of my stuff into that as well. So I totally forgot. I usually do that when I first get up, but I totally forgot this morning. So I got that done too. Yeah. So let's see how long our next sprint is going to be. $40 minutes. That works. That'd be a good one. Okay, let me put this up. Yeah, it's cutting sprints short a little bit today because I need to go out to my mom's house because we have been having monsoons every day, which has been great. But Paulden and Prescott Valley got we got some winds too, but not as bad as them. Like Prescott Valley, it looked like a hurricane came through. The flooding was so bad. Like there was shipping containers that was on someone's property storing a bunch of equipment and stuff. And that was like washed away like 5 blocks or something like that. Now they got to figure out how to get it back to the property where it was. But there was like 5 or 6 of those shipping containers that got washed away in this flood, and it was the hurricane force winds, and yeah, it was crazy. And for my mom, she just had the wind, but she has an antenna on her roof for her TV and stuff, and that basically went from this to this off the roof, and it's just kind of hanging there. So we got to go help her fix that. See, I read 50 pages of Red Seas Under Red Skies by Scott Lynch this morning, and I'm loving it. Oh, I love that series. It is so good. I don't know if it'll ever be finished, but the first 3 books are excellent. Loved that series. Yeah, if you like heists and grimdark fantasy and friendships, like the platonic male friendships in that story are amazing. Like the bros, man. I love it. All right, so let's see what else we got going on. So with 40 minutes, I'm wondering if I do have time to read my arc. The first book was totally not what I was expecting, but now I appreciate it much more. Yeah, exactly. I didn't really know much about it when I first got into it, but the first book I knew was a heist, and that was about it. So I like to go in blind to my books for the most part, which sometimes really bites me in the bum, like this month did. But that one was a nice, pleasant surprise because it ended up being really good. There are some really dark moments, especially in the second book, but they're worth every page, I feel. Yeah, I read a couple books this month that, yeah. I'm ready for some good old G-rated, bland, plain, fun, nice books. couple of them that I'm read, I'm like, why am I reading this still? And one of them was 291 pages, and so I kind of pushed through. I mean, overall, the story of that one was good. It was just parts of it. I'm like, did that need to be in there? Did it? Mm. So I'm giving it like 2.75, but I'll round up to 3 on Goodreads for it. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to read the second book, even though I have it. Exactly. A heist is all I knew about it, but that part was genuinely such a small part. Exactly. But I do like that there is kind of a heist type thing in each of the books. It makes it kind of fun, but that's not what the main focus is. And I do appreciate that as well. Yeah, that was a good one. I think that was the first Broken Binding subscription series that I got, was the Lies of Locke Lamora. I'm like, it's an L. Yeah, the Lies of Locke Lamora series. Such a good series. Yeah, I hope someday he will finish them, but we'll see. It's kind of like Game of Thrones, and what's the other one? The Patrick Rothfuss one. May never see an end, but I'm going to enjoy the books that are out, right? Let's see. I don't know if I have anything else. I am so tired. Oh, Walter found something outside. I think he's going to start barking. But we had family in last week. Oh, there he goes. We had family in last week, and sorry for the loud barking. I can't see anyone walking by yet. I don't know what he's barking at. Oh, there. Now there's someone taking a walk. Anyway, we had family in last week, and so we had a lot of late nights and still getting up at the same time every morning. And so I lost a little bit of sleep, and it's catching up with me now. And I did sleep in for an hour this morning, which was helpful, but still a little sleepy. Brain's not working quite as fast as normal. Even with, I've got my Rasa, which usually helps, but yeah. Make sure to stay hydrated though this summer. We finally had 2 days without rain, which the rain hasn't been too bad. It's been the nice soaking in rain. So it's good thunderstorms and stuff, but it hasn't been, at least at our house, we haven't had flooding. Everything's soaked in fairly quickly. So it hasn't been like uber muddy for a long period of time, just like little snippets. So that's been nice too. But yeah, it's getting back to hot and dry again. So we have 95, I think, today. So I don't even want to know what's going to be in Phoenix. So 95, 105, 100. Oh, yeah, it's going to be probably in the teens in Phoenix today. Not fun. So everybody stay cool and dry and hydrated this summer. But yeah, let's go ahead and just get right back into reading. So we got 40 minutes. I think I'm going to check out my ARC and see how long it is. It's only 49 pages, so I think it's an hour. So maybe I'll save that one. See if we get a longer sprint. I'll save it for that one, because for the ARCs, I don't like listening to it super fast. I like, maybe 1.5 times speed, where usually my normal speed is around 2. So about 1.5 times speed, so I can really soak it in and take notes and all of that kind of stuff. So it'll still take me a little while to get through that audiobook. So I'll wait for a longer one. So I'm going to go with Within the Budding Grove by Marcel Proust and work on my puzzle for a little bit. So I will see everyone back here again in 40 minutes. Welcome back, everyone. How did everybody do? So hello, everyone. Hello. How's it going? Hello, just arrived. Happy to see a reading productivity sprint. I have a lot to read and to do. Yay. Hopefully this can help you out a little bit. Drew, how's it going? Good morning. Hoping to finish my current read today. Page 180 out of 370. Nice. You could totally do that. Hi, Sue. How's it going? Nice to have everybody here. Sorry, I got a tickle in my throat. So let's see. I have about 40 minutes left in the section I'm in for Remembrance of Things Past. I keep wanting to say Remembrance of Earth's Past. That's a totally different series. So about this much left. So I hopefully can get that one finished. I made a little bit of progress on my puzzle, not much. I did get a few pieces in, but now, I mean, there's so many pieces, it's hard to figure out where to start. So I kind of separate out into the shape of the piece. So like the 2 pegs and 2 holes, or 1 peg and 3 holes, 4 pegs, 4 holes, that kind of thing. And then kind of go from there. So slow going, but it's getting there. I will have pictures on videos upcoming. And then I've got, like I said, my arc to do still. And not too much more time to do it. So it's 11:12, so I've got 2 more hours before I need to skedaddle and head for helping out my mom. So I'll probably keep going with this one, actually, just because I'm so close to being done with it. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I feel like this week has been, last week was so exciting with my sister-in-law and her family in town, and we went out downtown, walked around a little bit. We went out to eat. We went over to their house, at my in-laws' house, to have barbecue and all that. And so now I feel like this week is super boring. We're just sitting home doing nothing. I'm reading Samarkand by Amin Maalouf. I'm sure I butchered every single one of those words, but interesting. I'm going to have to look that one up because I don't think I've heard of that one. So my question is, there's a lot of books with that word in it, and none of the ones that came up on the first search were by that author. But I think it's so funny when you type into the search from Storygraph, and let's say you have the exact title. So Within a Budding Grove. And so you type in Within a Budding Grove, and the book you're looking for doesn't come up. And then you hit a space and a whole new set of books come up. And then you're like, oh, there it is. But the suggestions that they give you, none of them are actually the full title that you typed in. I don't understand. It's just weird. See, in slow-paced atmospheric narratives that blend deep historical research with a passion for global cultures and the arts. Oh, that sounds interesting. Designed to bring to North American readers the once unheard voices of writers who have achieved wide acclaim at home but are not recognized beyond the borders of their native lands. The special emphasis on women writers interlinks Emerging Voices series publishes the best of the world's contemporary literature in translation or original English. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to have to add that to my want-to-read list. That sounds pretty good. See, working on a puzzle of a psychedelic VW bug. Nice. I like that. See, it's the name of a city, so it's possible. Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of books with that name in it. That's kind of fun, though. Yeah. Oh, tired. Oh, I know what else I did. I finished all of the squares for the Granny squares for May, June. All the ones done for June. So now I need to get them into my blanket so then I can start on the ones for July. But I need to finish filming my reading journal first because I do all that on this surface over here. That's where I do my top-down videos. But also it's summer and my crochet blanket is really hot. So I set it on top of this table and then I don't have to hold it in my lap and work on it. And then I just stand there and do, a couple of squares and then do something else, come back, do a couple squares and that kind of thing, which is kind of nice. And it keeps me not as hot. Keeps me a little cooler. So, yeah. If you haven't seen it lately, it's coming along nicely. So it's about the size of a throw right now. So hopefully at one point it will be the size of a queen that will hang over each sides of my bed. That's my hope. And hopefully that it doesn't become like the size of a king size bed because we don't got one of those. That would be huge. I think once I get it to fit the size of a queen, if I end up having any extra, then I will make a throw, just like a little lap blanket kind of thing. But I'm kind of hoping I don't have quite that many. We'll see. I think it's like 18 across and then who knows how many down. I don't know how you find time to do all of it, reading and crocheting and reviewing and a lot more, I suppose. Yeah, it's a lot. I tend to listen to a lot of audiobooks, which helps because then I have hands free and eyeballs free to do other things. So like cleaning, cooking, doing my crochet, puzzles, that kind of thing. And then I also listen about 2 times speed. That's about the sweet spot for my brain. Anything slower, I start drifting off into like randomness in my brain. And anytime faster, it depends on what I'm doing. If I'm cleaning or making a bunch of noise, then I can't listen faster because it's hard to hear, especially with my earbuds because they go over the ear and not in the ear. But for crocheting or puzzles, that works fine too, because then I can focus just on the audiobook for ears and visual stuff for the other. So yeah, and my reviewing kind of dropped down quite a bit. It takes me a while to review because I'm not the best with writing. So it takes me a little while to write something coherent that isn't like, oh, it's great. And so, yeah, I don't review as much as I used to, but I do try. And I do try and get all of my NetGalley books reviewed. And then I want to try and get all of my 5-star books reviewed. And I figure if I have anything that's like I'll round it up to a 3 and under, then I just won't review them or put the star rating or anything on them unless it's something that I feel very strongly about. Like I gave this a 2 because I really hated it and this is why. And I can really articulate that, but otherwise I'm not going to worry about it. And so it's kind of like that. The 5s, yes, the 4s, most of them I'll try and get to them, but 3s and unders, if I get to them, great. If not, then yeah. And this was the year I was trying to read less books, and then I got into a couple competitive readathons that went out the window. I read like 40 books in a month, and I'm like, why? Yeah, but I am getting through a lot of books that I enjoy. And a lot of the books are, like the ones I'm reading now for my ARCs are 49 and 50 pages. They're super short. But I also have one coming up that's, like this one is over 1,000 pages. I have a couple others that are over 1,000 pages that I want to read this year. So we'll see how those go. And this one's a classic. So Marcel Proust, I believe he's French. And so it's a translated book. And it's a classic, but it's not like James Joyce, where it's really... you got to really pay attention. This is more, I want to say it's almost more, not quite as easy to read as Charles Dickens, but closer to that than to James Joyce, if that makes any sense. I have a lot of late reviews and now I'm procrastinating. Yeah. Cannot find the motivation for the books I've read since March. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. And especially if it's not a book you necessarily feel real strongly about, like, hey, I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. And now I don't really remember it. Like, it's hard to review those. It's great while you're reading it, and then it will leave your brain. So, yeah. I used to review every single book I read, but I was also working full time and my commute to and from work was pretty long, and I couldn't listen to an audiobook because I wasn't the only one in the car, so I would just read Kindle books. But then toward the end, I was the one driving the whole time, and so for most of those I could listen to an audiobook here and there, but the traffic on the freeway, and so it's like an hour and a half one way. If it's a bad day, 20 minutes if there's no traffic. Yeah, but I don't have, so those I was only reading like 4 or 5 books a month, where now I have more time on my hands that, yeah, I can read a lot more, and so I do. So yeah, I've already read Marcel Proust. Is it the first one? Yeah, this one's volume 1. So it's got Swan's Way, Within a Budding Grove, and The Guermantes Way. So I really enjoyed Swan's Way. I thought it was really good. Within a Budding Grove, I found it a little bit harder to get into, but I'm still enjoying it. It makes me think of like Great Expectations or David Copperfield. So it's almost like a biography of this person's life, and it's mainly childhood, I would say. I don't say he's like full grown adult yet. and I'm, this far through the book. So I don't know if he becomes an adult in Guermantes Way or not. We'll see. And I know there's, 4 volumes, I think, and it's all supposed to be kind of one book, as far as I know. Hello, this is my first reading sprint for you. Well, hello. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, so I think we're getting ready to get into the next sprint, and I will spin the spinner wheel. And if you like longer sprints, then this is the place for you. If you like really short sprints, then sorry. The shortest sprints that I do are 30 minutes, and that's usually the first one. And after that, it's anywhere between 35 and 60 minutes. So we just did a 40-minute one. Let's find out what the next one's going to be. Oh, we just did that one. Spin again. Can't have the same thing twice in a row. 50 minutes. That works. So actually, that would be a really good time to do my arc, I think. Even though I really want to finish Within a Budding Grove, I think I should work on my arc first. So I think that's what I'm going to do next. I love longer sprints. Yay! Me too. I feel like 20-minute sprints are just too short. Like you just start getting back into the story and then it's over. So I like the longer ones. And I'm glad y'all do too. All right, NetGalley app. So I'm going to be going with, let's see if I can pull up the picture for you. Heather Fawcett, A Labyrinth of Honeybees. Oh, and it's already starting. And I don't remember, I know it's 49 pages. I don't remember how long the audiobook is, but I'm excited for that one. See, the author is well known for the length of his sentences. Yes. And the, like 3 pages before there's like a paragraph break. I think it's 7 books in total. Oh, gotcha. In this series. Yeah, I've always heard like, oh, Marcel Proust. Oh my gosh. He's like, those are hard ones to read. And I'm like, I don't know. I DNF'd Finnegan's Wake because it was so hard to like understand like the flow of it. It was not there for me. These at least have a nice flow. There's a good storyline. Like you're moving in a linear fashion. You're not like here and there and all over the place. So I don't think I quite agree with the hard to read part. But I mean, like these 2 pages, it's just all text. There's finally a break over here. Yeah. Oh, and so the paragraph starts here. And so we have here this full page, and then this full page before there. But I enjoy Marcel Proust. I think it's nice, historical, classic, just back in the good old days sort of type of thing. It feels comfortable, I guess. Yeah, James Joyce is hard to read. Yeah. Yeah, my sister, who majored in English literature and taught English literature for many years, she was like, yeah, she hated that book. So, yeah, if she didn't like it, then I really don't think I will. Now, there's some genres of classics, like, I mean, Gothic literature fan. My sister's not a fantasy person. She doesn't really like fantasy books, where that I love fantasy. So for those, we tend to differ a bit. But on classics, we tend to have similar opinions, which is nice. All right, 50 minutes. Let me get that on the timer and get this window changed here. There we are. All right, I will see everyone in 50 minutes. Hello, welcome back, everyone. I'm trying to finish my thought really quick here. Let's see. So I almost got it done. I did get a phone call halfway through listening to the book, so I would have finished if I hadn't had that, but that's okay. Okay. Let's see. How did all of you guys do? I have 5 minutes left on my audiobook. Okay, let's see. Finished Sinful Holidays. Spicy but good. I'll probably try one of my audiobooks next. Nice. Yeah, 5 minutes left. It's good. It's got a lot of really good atmosphere to it. I like there's ghosts and then there's this religious aspect to it. So it's the goddess of the garden and then there's the god of the forest are the two main ones that are in here, and then there were the invaders of the land and the gods that they brought along with. And yeah, kind of interesting. Looking forward to seeing how it ends. So next sprint I can finish that one and hopefully finish the Marcel Proust book as well. Yeah. And we're getting some thunder rumbles again, so that's kind of exciting, although it wasn't supposed to rain today, so we'll see how that goes. And just a question for y'all. What times work best for you guys for sprints? I tend to do them in the mornings because I figure that's kind of when most people want to do them, but I don't know if maybe afternoons are better or evening time. Just curious. See, I read 30 pages, page 108. It's very interesting. Nice. Demons at Christmas in Austria. Oh, well, that sounds kind of interesting. Intriguing. I don't think I've heard of that one. I have to check that one out too. So this is the problem. There's so many good books and I want to read them all. So little time. Yeah, my mom called and they live kind of way out in the boonies kind of thing. And for some reason, they've been out there for, I don't know, 10 years. I have my aunt, uncle, and some other people all live kind of in that same area. And there's like, this year they've had 6 dogs just dropped off. It's not really a forest, it's more deserty in that area. And they were able to find like a foster place for the dogs to take the dogs to. And they've found a few cats as well. And my mom took in one of the cats and is trying to figure out where to take the cats now. And she did find a foster place that would take the cats. You have to go in and let them have a vet visit and then do some tests to make sure that they don't bring anything into the foster area where other cats could pick up on anything they may have, like fleas, ticks, all those kind of things. And she's supposed to drop the cat off next Saturday. And the foster place called today and was like, "Oh, I thought you were bringing him in today." He's like, I will be there. So she was calling me, "Can we make it a little bit later?" So by the time we get out there, if I end sprints at 1, then she should just be getting back by then. So that worked out. But yeah, it's really sad that people just take animals they don't want and just dump them somewhere. Like, find a foster place to take them. Yeah. Although that is how we got one of our dogs, because we lived out in the forest and we just happened to pass this dog for a couple of days in a row. No tags or anything. And we had her for over 10 years. She was an amazing dog. See, for me, that is perfect because I live in Europe. So here it is 9 p.m. already. Gotcha. That is good to know. I have been to Europe. I've been to the UK, the UK and England and Ireland, but I've not been to anywhere on the mainland of Europe, and I would love to go to Europe. See, I'm reading a dark romance called Rook and Rebel. not normally my thing, but I'm flying through it. Some of those are fun though. Like they're good like palate cleansers in between things, have a fun little popcorn guilty pleasure read. I don't know if you decide the date in advance, but because today I was just lucky to see that this live today. Yeah, I sort of do. So I think I put out on Thursday is when I scheduled this one. And then so it was just a couple days in advance. I think for August, I know my September ones already, if you want those. Let's see, August, I usually have to wait until I find out what weekend we're on the worship team because I don't want to be doing sprints on Saturday when I need to be rehearsing for Sunday morning worship. But I think definitely not the first couple weeks. So the 15th, that's our anniversary weekend, and I'm not sure if we're doing anything. It's our 30th anniversary. So, I mean, we should do something special, but we kind of did our big trip last year, so we're boring. We don't do anything. So it's probably going to be August 22nd will be my next sprints. And then for September, I have those already. My dog is having fun barking again. September, I have sprints on the 12th. And then again on Tuesday, the 22nd. And those ones will both be 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. Sorry, he usually doesn't bark this much during sprints. Normally, this is a good time for sprints on Saturdays. I didn't sleep well last night, so I went back to sleep this morning. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you were able to go back to sleep because it's always not fun. Not fun. I spent many years with sleep issues and finally have been able to figure some stuff out for me anyway, but it was a lot of years. I would work 4 a.m. shifts. So I'd be in bed around 7-ish p.m., then get up at like 2:30 a.m. to get ready and get to work by 4. But then every couple months we would work the night shift. So we would switch to 10 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. Yeah, those were rough to switch back to 10 p.m. and then to 4 a.m. and trying to figure out a sleep schedule with that. That was rough. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. You are welcome. Yeah, it's hard when I don't know them always in advance. So a lot of times, like we found out what weekend we were going to be on the worship team this week. So sometimes we find out halfway through the month before. Sometimes we find out like the first of the month of that month. So it's harder to figure out sprints. And usually you can kind of tell, okay, we're usually like the third weekend of the month, but then all of a sudden we're the first weekend, and then we're the first weekend for a while, and then it's the second weekend, and then we're the fourth weekend. And then, so yeah, there's no real set schedule. I love thunder. I love monsoon season. I hate humidity, but I like the monsoon season, so it's worth it. All right, let's see. We could do one more sprint. And technically, I should only do a 45-minute sprint, but we'll do whatever the wheel says. And my hubby's going to be eating lunch at his parents' house. So 50, that's the one we just did. Weird, lots of doubles. And 40, we already did that one too. Something different, wheel. Oh, well, 35 minutes it is. The wheel has spoken. Well, I should be able to finish A Labyrinth of Honeybees. And the labyrinth thing is explained. The honeybees so far not. I mean, there's bees mentioned, but so I'm not sure exactly why the name of the book, but I'm really enjoying it. And I hope it ends well. Let's see, 35 minutes on the clock. Well, you know what? Let's just do 45 minutes. Let's just do 45. And then we can do a quick little chat at the end. And I think that'll work. See, it never cooled off last night, and I would wake up soaked every hour. We had triple digits this week and no AC. Oh, I hear you. Oh, I feel for you. Yeah, my mom has no AC either. And yeah. And swamp coolers don't work this time of year either because it's way too humid. And so trying to sleep when it's even 90 degrees outside is so rough. So rough. Yeah, so sorry. I have found, well, see, it doesn't work. Again, it's the whole swamp cooler thing. Because usually, if you get like a bowl of water and you like cold water and then you put a bunch of ice cubes in it, and then you put it in front of a fan and you blow that towards you, that helps cool you off and stuff. But then again, if it's really humid, that doesn't really help as well. But again, these kind of fans are amazing. It's amazing how much breeze they can give you, but that doesn't help when you're sleeping. So I hope you have a fan that you can blow on you. Yeah. Oh, so rough. Hopefully it'll start to cool down. It's supposed to be pretty hot the next week or so here. So hopefully it'll start to cool down again once we get into August. But again, Arizona is usually still hundreds in October. So yeah, hopefully California doesn't follow that trend and you get a little bit cooler weather. All right, let's go ahead and I'm just going to make an executive decision and we're going to go with 45 minutes because I have that time. And then, yeah, so my husband went to work on a vehicle at my in-laws' house. They have an old Willys and they're trying to get that up and running so that they can then sell it. It's not going to be a big moneymaker or anything like that, but just to get it off the property. And yeah, my father-in-law was a mechanic for many, many years before he retired. And he has quite a few cars on his property that need to be fixed up. You know, the project cars I'll get to someday and never got to. So they're working on those. So he's going to eat lunch over there. So I don't have to worry about fixing his lunch. So I just need to get me some food while I finish listening to this. And then we'll do a quick little chat at the end and see how everyone did. Oh, you're in the desert too. So hot from May till mid-October. Yep. Still 90s in November. December is when it starts cooling down. When you get kind of that a week, maybe 2 weeks in the 80s, and then it's cold. So the fall and the spring, you get like maybe 2 weeks, usually about a week that's in this like beautiful 70s, 80s weather. And then it's kind of like 90s or 60s. And for Arizona, 60s is cold. Everybody else, it's nice. But it's cold for us when you're used to 100 something, right? Yeah, I hope everybody stays cool. Get some much needed rest as well from it because I know the heat can be draining. All right, 45 minutes. Here we go. And I will see you guys in a bit. Good luck on reading. Welcome back, everybody. How did y'all do? Let's see. Sue says she listened to Talking to My Angels by Elizabeth Etheridge while working on her journals. It's nice because she sings and plays her guitar while she's reading her book. Nice. I loved Melissa Etheridge growing up. Great music. She's got a great voice. Nice thick rasp. Loved it. So you finished my jigsaw puzzle, and I'm a third of the way through my audiobook. Nice. I had to slow it down to 1.2 because of the music. Yeah, I listened to a Dolly Parton one, and listening to it faster, the music would come on. You're like, what am I listening to? Like, the Chipmunks are singing Dolly Parton. Kind of funny. So I had a very productive 45 minutes. So I finished Labyrinth of Honeybees. That the honeybee thing, I feel like it doesn't really get explained very well, like why it's called a labyrinth of honeybees. There's bees in the book, but yeah. So I guess that would be the only non-positive thing I would say about it. But other than that, I thought it was great. The atmosphere was really good. It was, very interesting. And I feel like paranormal, like with ghosts and things like that. Very fun. And then I also finished Within a Budding Grove by Marcel Proust. So that was also very nice. So now I just have Gramante's Way to go. And then I worked a little bit more on Pride and Prejudice in Space and on my puzzle. Found a couple more pieces and got a few more sections separated. So I'd kind of gone through all the blue pieces in the sections that I was working on. So now I'm on the kind of multicolored pieces because most of the yellow ones are the map in the middle. So I'm trying to figure out this one little spot, this one corner. I'm missing like 3 or 4 pieces. And I want to figure out where those are. Luckily, I know what shape they are, so it makes it a little easier. Yeah, that's going to take me a couple months to finish that puzzle, I think, though. But it is fun. And that's all I got. It's just after 1 o'clock, and so I need to get going and finish out the rest of the things that I need to do today. But I will be doing sprints. I believe I said, let me double check what I had put down in here. Make sure I have it right. Yeah, so the 16th or the 22nd, 15th or 22nd. I think I'll probably do sprints on the 22nd. Just in case you're wondering, and I put the wrong date in my notebook here. 22nd. And that will probably be around the same time. I usually start somewhere between 9:30 and 10 Mountain Standard Time. So it's 12:30, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, if that helps anyone. And then September, I have sprints scheduled for September 12th at 12:30 Eastern and September 22nd, which I think is a Tuesday. And that one is also at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. So I'll give you a little bit of a heads up for the sprints to come. So page 132, so interesting, explained the origins of the sect of assassins, the politics in that time, and the poet Omar Khayyam. Interesting. Yeah, I definitely got to check that book out. This sounds really good. And I've been reading a lot more books kind of set in the Middle East and India and kind of that area lately, and very eye-opening and thought-provoking. Have a good weekend. Thanks for the sprints. You're welcome. I hope to have my next sprints, I hope will be a little bit longer. I usually like doing more like 4 or 5 hour sprints as opposed to like 3-ish, but today got away from me. So yeah, so good luck with reading and productivity for the rest of the day. Feel free to go back and watch this one again if you need some more sprint times. And yeah, I'm sure there's probably some other sprints happening somewhere on YouTube at this point. And thank you again, and I hope to see everyone in August. And bye. Have a